Alright, so this is not a Pokédex. This is also not a phone. This is actually the Rabbit R1, a new AI companion device, a new kind of device that may be in our pockets in the future. Now, there has been a ton of talk about this product since its introduction by this guy during CES. Alright, so some people love it, some people hate it. Some people are totally confused by what it is, but nevertheless on this channel we talk about cool tech and AI, so let's get into all of that in this video. Alright, so let's be clear, the R1 isn't another phone, it's actually a completely new device. It's what its creators call a companion device, powered by something that they also believe is truly groundbreaking, that is called a large action model or LAM. We will talk a little bit more about it in just a bit. Now, the AI companion devices are not new. Just a few months ago, we got introduced to the Humane AI Pin and the Tab, product that is also part of this segment. The Humane AI Pin got a little bit more coverage with its team coming from Apple. However, their launch wasn't as interesting as the Rabbit R1. I would even say that it was really poorly introduced as a product, and the price was actually a turn off for me for sure. Now, compared to that, the Rabbit R1 introduction was a marketing masterclass in my opinion, and a very clear and concise product pitch. They made it very clear as to why they created this product, what problem they are solving, why they want to solve this problem, and why we should be really interested in their product. Alright, so it had these elements of the first iPhone product launch. In many ways, I feel like it was an homage to Steve Jobs and the first Apple team that made this big iPhone launch, and what they did with this launch was sort of like a declaration of a new device in this segment. Now, I think that Jesse did a great job with the pitch, so let's get into a little bit more about what this R1 is and what kind of sets it apart and makes it different from the existing smartphones that we have. So based on what they said, it's kind of simple but not really simple. So while our smartphones are actually app focused, that means we have a bunch of different apps and we use these apps for our requirements for like ordering food or booking a ticket, and we do a bunch of different things with these different sets of apps. The interaction with R1 is basically natural language. The R1 actually uses natural language which is centered around action focused approach. This means that it can understand and execute tasks just by interaction and talking to it. No more app switching. The future, what they're pitching is basically an appless interactive plane. Now, this is an experience that is enabled by this model, which they are calling the LAM, which is the large action model, which is really the brain behind R1 from what we understood. So maybe let's talk a little bit more about what this large action model is. Now, unlike typical AI, which struggles with executing tasks, LAM or large action model can interact with any software, and it understands what you say and more importantly takes action. So let's see this in their demo itself.
The large action model, or LAM as we call it. It is a new foundational model that understands and executes human intentions on computers, driven by our research in neural symbolic systems. With a large action model, we fundamentally find a solution to the challenges that apps, APIs, or agents face. We solve it with interfaces. LAM can learn any interfaces from any software, regardless of which platform they're running on. In short, the large language model understands what you say, but the large action model gets things done.
So it seems like they have been training this model on a lot of app-based interaction data, making that the key training data for this model. But how does it really work in real life? Let's see some examples. Say you want to order a pizza or book a trip or even ask for a stock price of Coca-Cola. R1 does all of that seamlessly from this demo, and it seems like you're having a personal assistant who kind of do that for you, but now you just have this device in your pocket, which is pretty cool actually. Now let's watch some examples of what they demonstrated in their pitch.
Play Kraftwerk's Pocket Calculator.
Playing Pocket Calculator by Kraftwerk for you.
Play another song from the album.
Sure, Playing Computer Love for you.
That's all the tracks from the same album. Who wrote the lyrics for this song?
Ralph Hutter and Emil Schult wrote the lyrics for the song Computer Love by Kraftwerk.
Get me right from my office home now.
Of course, I will book an Uber ride for you from your office to your home. Please confirm the ride.
I have 6 people with 3 luggages. Find me an Uber that can fit all of us.
For 6 people and 3 pieces of luggage, I recommend booking an Uber XL, as it provides ample space for all passengers and luggage. Please confirm the ride.
The ride shows up, I just hit confirm. The Uber's on my way.
I hope you're getting impressed by what you're hearing right now. So the Arvin's hardware, as you can see, it's actually a red device, which I really like, but it's got a little bit more to it. It's got a touch screen, a push to talk button, an analog wheel, and a 360 camera, all packed into a sleek device, which is actually created by Teenage Engineering, this group that is behind some really cool products, and and the designs are pretty awesome, and I love it. Overall, I think they had a brilliant pitch, and the product actually looks pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. It's actually adequate to the kind of standards we have today. But here's the kicker. It's priced at $199. That's actually a fraction of the cost of a high-end smartphone or an iPhone and any AI device. Plus, there are no monthly subscription. Now, this is like the total opposite of a Humane AI pin launch, which came out at $699 with a subscription. And it's like they did the total opposite to what Humane did with this product launch. Now, from what I've understood through interactions on Twitter, is that the product is expected to start shipping around April Easter time frame in the US, and maybe in October-November time in UK and Europe. And Jesse came out on Twitter and said that they've already completed the first batch of orders. They were expecting, say, 500 orders, but they are at 10,000 orders supposedly. Now, we will see if they can deliver on this promise and actually produce 10,000 products that are actually fast and really good to kind of use. But only time will say. Alright, so let me put my final thoughts together. I think I give a lot of props to Jesse and his team for a bold and brilliant launch. It's not every day that you get to see people make a splash in the devices space. But for me, it's not just about what the Arvin can do today, it's about what it represents for the future. A shift from an app-based interaction platform or plane to an intuitive natural language communication tech. Well, maybe in the future, our phones will evolve to do this, or basically we want Siri to actually do this, but it's still a phone and it can do pretty much everything else, right? Or we will have glasses that we wear with AR, VR, and an LAM based model put into it with like a large language model support. Maybe we will use this Pokédex. This will be the future. It'll be interesting to see how it all comes together. I'm not sure if Arvin will stay apart and have mass adoption at this point. I just don't feel like, because we are so used to using our phones, and that's what our kind of experience is. Alright, so it'll be really interesting to see how it all comes together. I am super intrigued to see the future of tech evolve from where it is, and 2024 is an exciting time. So I'm super stoked. I do feel like Apple is cooking something really interesting, and we will know all of this when the time comes, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Support my baby channel by subscribing to the channel and by clicking on the bell icon. I'll see you in the next one. Until I see you again, stay true, stay consistent.